What up, everyone? Crypto Marxist, aka Bone Army, coming at you. If you like the Shiba Inu ecosystem, you're in the right place. All right, this video is going to be about PawZone. They have a new token, and the reason I'm gonna cover this is it's important to cover the entire Shiba Inu ecosystem. But I'm seeing some FUD in the Telegram. If you do like hearing about Shiba Inu, Bone, Leash, Stake, PawZone, K9 token, bad idea, go ahead and hit that sub, bell it up, because some of my stuff is time sensitive and urgent. So I will go ahead and knock this out for the community. So first of all, let me just talk about what's going on in the Telegram. All right. So, and it does look like it's a bit of a lack of communication by JD. And that's one clear difference that I see between JD's projects, or not JD's projects, I shouldn't say that, between some Shiba Inu projects in general and K9 token, for example, that had a launch date. Okay, so and also if you do want more content from K9, I will be doing some updates on the price, some price predictions, as well as a live chart writing, letting you know when I think the actual bottom will be in. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and get into this. So basically, people were asking a bunch of questions. All right, and one of the things that JD highlighted was, to anyone confused, here is how stake benefits PAW in simple terms. One, high stake APY on PawFi for PAW stakers. Two, buybacks for PAW and stake tax. Three, stake tax will provide liquidity for a PAW Bone Shibarium pair. All right. So there's definitely a lot there. But let me go ahead and just get into the gist of it, because the Telegram, honestly, it is what it is. But that's the difference between this project. So right now, what I'm gonna actually do is I'm going to read this Medium article for you guys. But let me show you actually the Twitter before I even get into that. So this is their Twitter. They got two posts: stake PawZone. Follow them if you haven't already. They have basically the medium I'm about to read you. It says, we are happy to introduce the hashtag ShibArmy and the world to stake token. Our token will be available on Ethereum and Shibarium. Keep in mind, this token has not yet launched. We are extremely early on this project. If you are interested in it, you know me, I like to cover the entire Shiba Inu ecosystem. So this is definitely one of the bangers. This is on PawZone is like a secret, official, unofficial Shiba Inu token. All right, so I'll put it like that. All right, you guys know there's always a lot going on in the background, because this is the beginning of literally a digital network state, the Shiba state, an actual country. So everything is being put in place slowly and methodically. There's so much going on. In fact, I even downloaded an app called AI Ryan, which is a health app, and I'm gonna do a video on that where you guys can earn tokens simply by participating, doing healthy stuff like walking or running. All right, cool. Let's get into this. All right. So this is the first one, not yet deployed, so be careful. And then so it says this is the upcoming one. So our upcoming token will be an essential piece of the PawZone ecosystem. Stake will be deploying on both Ethereum and Shibarium. Stay tuned for official updates. Token not yet available. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this, guys. So this is the Medium article. It says, unveiling Stake, a tokenized tribute to ShibArmy strength and innovation. So I haven't fully read this, so I'm gonna read this with you guys, and I hope that a lot of the answers and questions that the chat has are answered here. This is essentially a light paper for stake. If you guys have been following my channel and you guys are PAW fighters, because you guys know I could go in and I actually read the entire PAW paper. So if you're not familiar with the PAW paper and all the ecosystem of PawZone, which is the PawZar, PawFi, the Shiba Inu Gaming Guild. Okay, and I break down how this token will reach $1 billion. Not financial advice, but just putting it out there. We are extremely early. This is like a $2 million market cap when we're talking about PawZone token and getting into stake, which hasn't even launched. Plus, you'll be able to earn stake by staking your PAW tokens, your PawZone. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. It says unveiling stake, a tokenized tribute to ShibArmy strength and innovation by PawZone 1 day ago. This is new. This document serves as the stake light paper intended for inclusion in the upcoming revision of the Paw paper coming soon. I do have to mention that, like Canine, PawZone, in fact, even more so than Canine, PawZone has by far the most beautiful websites and outlets. Even when it comes to their AI generated images, everything looks like it's a part of the metaverse, like extremely clean. So I like to rock with those projects. So that's why I like to talk about Bad Idea AI, Shiba Inu, Canine Token, and of course PawZone, amongst others, because these are high quality projects that if you are going to get into some of these, of course, not financial advice, you might as well get into something that looks absolutely beautiful. Look at this. Crazy. All right, cool. Exposition. As a dedicated advocate of the Shiba Inu ecosystem, I've poured my heart into supporting a community that champions equality and envisions a brighter future for all. From the early days when Shiba Inu had only a few holders, I've witnessed its growth and impact firsthand. The bonds I formed with members like Shytoshi and many others have been invaluable, as you supported and implemented my ideas, making us a tight knit family. Together, we've achieved remarkable milestones, with the PawZone mission serving as a testament to the collective efforts of the Shib Army. Let me just say this JD isn't just an average developer. He actually was one of the first ones to envision and put out into the ether, on the Reddit, the NFT aspect of it, the metaverse aspect. So there is a lot that he inspired. And of course, that's what he's talking about here, about the bonds that with members like Shytoshi and many others have been invaluable. Have you supported and implemented my ideas? Because keep in mind, this project keeps evolving from just, okay, let's make a metaverse, let's make other tokens, this surpass Doge to an actual ecosystem, to now trying to become the one of the leading currencies in the top 10 of all cryptocurrencies, including with stablecoin Shi, which hasn't even been released. So we are extremely early. You have not missed the bus. You have not missed the train. You have not missed your plane. Just secure your bags, do your research. Whichever projects that I cover that you think is good, I think is probably a good wager, especially when it comes to the official partnerships. All right, let's get back into this. This token stake is my humble contribution, launched entirely from my own resources, with no involvement of VCs or private investors. It's a token with intrinsic value, a finite supply, and diverse use cases, designed to benefit both PAW and SHIB tokens in ways previously unseen. This is my gratitude to those who've been with Shiba Inu and PawZone from the start. Introduction. All dogs bury treasures they deem precious, and for Shibas, nothing holds more allure than a succulent piece of steak. This token stands as the embodiment of all that SHIB tokens encompass: the versatile utilities of SHIB, the governance mechanisms of Bone, and the exclusivity reminiscent of Leash. Tokenomics. Token supply is 100,000 tokens only. So this token is going to be an expensive token. I'm talking about, when I say expensive, it's going to be in the dollars. So try to get in if you can. I mean, it is what it is. So allocation: 12% founders and team, 52 community, 28% for staking, and 8% airdrop campaigns. Okay, so this is what basically he's setting up an ecosystem where you can stake your PAW tokens to get stake for free. So you won't even have to purchase it, but you will be able to purchase it, it looks like, once it is launched. So either or, this is a benefit for the PAW Zone community, the PAW token holders. Why? Because now, instead of just holding your tokens, you can stake your tokens in PawFi, therefore getting high APY and putting your tokens to work for you instead of just holding. Now you'll have another asset that will most likely increase in value. Of course, not financial advice, but Now you'll have a token that will be equivalent to leash. If you look at what leash is right now, leash is at about $600, because I know I sold my leash at about $800. So hopefully it dips to about five, maybe 400, so I can get another one, because I'm a big believer in leash. Leash is the metaverse token, okay, for the SHIB.io metaverse. All right, cool. Tokenomics, only 100 portions of stake will ever exist, igniting a race to accumulation like no other. With such a scarce supply, the allure of securing all the benefits drives the desire to acquire as much as possible before the masses catch on. And that's what I'm telling you. We're so early. Nobody is talking about Canine. Nobody is talking about PawZone. Nobody is talking about stake. Okay, nobody's talking about, and when I say nobody, yes, the bubble that we're in, the crypto space, yes, of course, we've spoken about it, we know about it, we've participated, we're in, we're out, we're trying to make moves. But the general public, which even the general crypto space as a whole, has so many projects that it's hard for them to focus on which one. We're insiders on literally one of the biggest blockchains, biggest projects in the history of crypto, Shibarium and the SHIB ecosystem. And this token is a part of it. And there's many other tokens that are a part of it. Go ahead and do your research, not financial advice. But of course, you guys know I'm bullish. That's why I'm making this video, to try to combat some of the FUD, some of the answers that might not be answered by the Telegram. For example, how will this help? Well, if PAW is burned because of stake, that's going to help PAW holders. So now we have a mechanism outside of PAW alone, okay, to help in increasing the price, eliminating the supply. And if some of those fees, some of those taxes generated from stake can now help move Shiba Inu tokens and PAW tokens into the Shibarium blockchain, that actually is going to help. How? It basically reduces the supply. So we're talking about wrapped PAW, we're talking about wrapped SHIB. Of course, nobody is talking about this. This is me just going off of my knowledge, what I believe is happening in the background. Okay, so just want to put that out there, because no one's talking about it, and it's important in my opinion, because the Shiba Inu ecosystem, the ShibArmy, the Bone Army, Paw Fighters, the Bad Brigade, the K9 unit is asking, why is the SHIB ecosystem, which is supposed to be on Shibarium, launching on Ethereum? Well, the reason is, if it launches on Ethereum, when they move into Shibarium, it's actually going to have another deflationary effect on that ecosystem, therefore benefiting it even more. So just putting that out there for you guys, because I know sometimes that bit of knowledge gets lost and never gets interpreted. So here, let's go ahead and keep going. At launch, the majority of the supply, comprising 52% of the total, will be made available to the community, paired with ETH to provide initial liquidity. This leaves a mere 28% accessible exclusively through staking on PawFi, and 8% through a phased PawFi airdrop campaign. So if you are using PawFi and you stake your PAW tokens, you will be receiving stake from the APY, plus there's an airdrop campaign. So for those of you flooding and saying, why another token? Same thing happens in the Shiba Inu ecosystem. Why leash? Why bone? Because this is actually what's needed to create an ecosystem. You can't have an ecosystem with just one. Imagine in nature, okay, a biodiverse ecosystem with just one animal or one tree. It's impossible. You need everything. You need biodiversity, just like you need token diversity in the crypto space for an ecosystem to actually create a niche and expand. All right, cool. Let's keep it going. The remaining allocation for founders and the team will be secured in a vesting contract via a multi-sig wallet for enhanced security. Utilities. Stake is, and this is important, stake is a reward token with governance. Use cases, exclusive access, and token buybacks. Okay, so this, I think you should have emphasized PawZone or PAW token buybacks, but it is what it is, because that's where some of it gets lost. It will act as governance on PawFi. Users will be able to make vital decisions impacting the future of PawFi and stake in the DAO. Each stake counts as one vote cast. Borrow stake for use in PawFi features or lend your stake as collateral for APY. So you can generate, you can put your paw in, okay? Start generating stake. And then you can stake your stake for stake, or you can stake your stake for a high APY, lending it as collateral. So there's benefits for the PAW token community, the PawZone community. Exclusive access to different perks are provided simply for holding a certain allocation of stake. This is for the stakeholders now that are gonna most likely be whales and investors. Okay, so even if you're not in, this is what's gonna help generate interest and what's going to help bring those taxes from stake. Because why would people want to buy stake? Well, this is why they're going to want to buy stake. Holders with 10 stake will be granted 2 times points in the upcoming PawFi airdrop campaign. So simply for having 10 stake, you'll get twice as many points. 20 stake will be eligible to use the PawFi token creation feature on Ethereum and Shibarium for free. So if you hold 20, it's saying you will be eligible to use the PawFi token creation feature. So it seems like you can launch your own token for free. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, if so, I might have to get 20 and have the community let me know what token you want us to launch straight up like that. All right, and Crypto Marxist, aka Bone Army, gets exclusive airdrops. Like what can I say? If we're gonna do it like that, let's do it like that. 30 stake will receive automatic qualification in all weekly raffles, which will contain prizes such as Shiboshis and Shiba Inu tokens. 100 stake can attend in real life events and meets organized by PawZone. 500, so now we're talking big whales. 500 stake are eligible to have their token of choice listed on our platform to earn stake for their holders. Tokens will be audited and must be a Shiba Inu related project. Okay, so 500 stake are eligible to have their token of choice listed on our platform to earn stake. So that's actually interesting because that means that a lot of projects that want expansion, want different communities to lay eyes on them, can buy 500 stake, because now we're talking whales and projects, to earn stake for their holders. So they could actually stake their tokens on PawFi, therefore helping them eliminate this. It's actually, I like it a lot. It's very bullish. Tokens will be audited and must be Shiba Inu related project. 1,000 stake are granted revenue share on PawFi. So basically you're earning revenue from PawFi if you're that invested. So consistent token buybacks. A portion of PawFi fees will be used to buy back and burn stake. Okay, so a portion of PawFi fees will be used to buy back and burn stake. A portion of token taxes will be used to buy back and vault stake. After the launch of PawFi, there will be a 3-day staking incentive for stake and Paw holders. There will be, and this is important, there will only be one time to take advantage of the generous APY. Okay, so you have one time to take advantage of the generous APY. In other words, you can't enter and then buy more in it. So basically get your allocation or have your paw and go ahead and realize there's going to be a 3-day staking incentive, okay, for holders. Okay, so another benefit to paw holders as well as stake. Okay, so obviously there has to be a benefit to stake holders. If not, why are they going to benefit? There has to be either price increases, utility, something. Okay, so but if that generates more fees, more taxes, and allows Paw and PawZone in general to generate more revenue, come on, this is, now we're talking about a token launch. We have a token launch pad basically on PawFi, because if they're doing token creation, okay, so just think outside the box. That's the problem with how they're so vague sometimes. That's why I'm going over this and trying to explain to you guys. So fair launch. Far too often, projects seek hefty investments from large venture capitalists and private pre-sale investors. only to witness a crash in token prices, leaving only the wealthy to profit. That's precisely why there will be no pre-sale funding or involvement of VCs. I am committed to a fair launch with the entire initial liquidity sourced from my own pocket, ensuring there's no chance for anyone to flood the market with excess supply. To maintain transparency, 90% of the initial liquidity will be locked for 2 years, while the remaining 10% will be allocated to create a Uniswap stake ETH pool. Rest assured, there will be no selling on my part. So that's awesome. Furthermore, I say you burn half of it too. Not just kidding. Keep in mind he's funding this. All right. So that, but the one thing I'm gonna say is this: fair launch. I don't like fair launch if you're just gonna, because that's what happened with PawZone when they launched it. Okay, I'm over here like literally losing sleep for like 2 days waiting for this. I mean, brilliant marketing. We were all waiting, but at the end of the day, it launches. People that have been up or at work sometimes, like, do it like K9. Honestly, give the, first of all, if the word gets out, it's more distributed that way. Everyone is able to get into the project at the same time. Yes, whales will be there first. Bots will look. At the end of the day, what we want is an opportunity to at least get in. Because if not, you launch it and the whales and bots are going to get in way more than the little guys. Because we're at work, we're doing everything else. So that's just something for JD to at least consider. Because, yeah, fair launch, it's like, well, we're always behind on that. By the time we realize a fair launch, it's already at hundreds of thousands. It's already at past 1 million. It's already at tens of millions. So, I mean, let's keep it real. All right, do a countdown clock, give everybody the opportunity to get in. Furthermore, a fair launch provides equal opportunity for the entire community to become early holders. Stake will initially launch on Ethereum before expanding to Shibarium, making it a truly cross-chain token. Let me just add this. The reason that's important is the projects, as I said earlier, launching on Ethereum so that they can move into Shibarium. What is that going to do? Well, that's actually bringing money from Ethereum because the investments are in Ethereum. You're bridging that money, okay, that volume, that capital, okay, into a TVL or some kind of capital transfer mechanism into Shibarium. You're basically vampiring from the layer 1 into the layer 2. You're transferring wealth. Okay, that's what we want. We want value on Shibarium. So the best way to do that is to start on Ethereum and slide it into Shibarium. Okay, that's why they're doing this. Okay, so we want this to be truly cross-chain. Okay, so once again, stake will initially launch on Ethereum before expanding to Shibarium, such as every other partner SHIB has done. Shiba Swap launch. I strongly advocate for all tokens within the Shiba Inu ecosystem created on Ethereum to make their debut on ShibSwap before venturing onto any other exchange. This strategy not only elevates the visibility of the ShibSwap platform, but also attracts a plethora of new users to the Shiba Inu community. The one thing I will say about this is I love Shiba Inu, the entire ecosystem, the leadership, the new projects, the partner SHIBs, what they're creating, the philosophy. The one thing is, I'm gonna say this: ShibSwap is expensive, and the fees are higher than ShibSwap fees are higher than Uniswap fees. So for little guys that are trying to get as many tokens as possible, which is actually a little bit compared to the fish and dolphins and whales and megalodons out there, like realistically, it's difficult to use ShibSwap. So maybe there could be a way where if you hold a certain amount of Shiba Inu tokens of any ecosystem, leash, bone, whatever, bad idea, or the main ones, Shibosh, anything, maybe you get a reduced fee for using ShibSwap, even if it's just matching Uniswap. Because I'm going to tell you something, as someone that loves ShibSwap and the entire ecosystem, I've done it before, but I can't continually just give money to the swap when I'm trying to myself get some revenue and make investments to make my conditions better. So just putting that out there so you can be in the mind of the small investor. Okay, we love the ecosystem, but the fees are crazy sometimes. I myself do it. I'll go to Uniswap, then I'll go to ShibaSwap, and then I'll be like, ooh, gotta go with Uniswap. So that's just what it is. All right, cool. With that said, yes, I agree. Eventually, hopefully, we can do something about that. And because I also strongly advocate for all that. So, as evidenced by the remarkable success of PAW, which achieved, and see, the thing is, even trying to buy or sell PAW on Uniswap or ShibaSwap, it's way more expensive on ShibaSwap. So, just putting that out there. Which achieved a staggering $40 million in trading volume within 24 hours of its fair launch and held the top trending spot on DEX tools for nearly a week. Our presence has significantly bolstered ShibaSwap's activity. With Stake, we aim to replicate this success story by launching on ShibaSwap, thereby infusing liquidity into the DEX through a fair and transparent process. Once again, I didn't really like that process, to be honest. All right, and a lot of the community didn't. You know, fortunately, JD doesn't really communicate as much to Telegram. This is basically the communication that we get, you know, and that's part of the reason why I'm making this video. All right, love the community, love what he's doing, love all the work, love the philosophy, you know, his grit, you know, his tenacity, you know, but do a countdown, bro. Hook us up. All right, taxes. Here is the breakdown of the tax structure for stake. Day one, 3% buy, 10% sell. Day two, 2% buy, 7% sell. Days 3 and through 7, 2% buy, 5% sell. Week 2, 3% buy, 4% sell. Week 3, 3% buy, 3 sell. Week 4 is 2% buy and 3% sell. And then week 5 and onwards is going to be a 2% buy and 2% sell. So we're going to have a 2-2. All right, so continual. So taxes will be sent to a treasury to provide funding for projects, liquidity, and DEXs. Centralized exchange listings, marketing, and token buybacks. Right here, he should have put stake and PawZone token buybacks, because he needs to understand that, and the Shiba Inu ecosystem needs to understand as well, that they need to continually, and I know now the Shiba Inu team understands, because even in the last talk, Shytoshi said, and with SHIB as the North Star. So it's important to, at least for JD, to keep that, because if not, people are like, wait a minute. Like, for example, in the Telegram, a guy was complaining yesterday. He's like, man, I'm down, because one gentleman is like, oh, I'm up 2x, and he's like, up from what? I put in 20K, and I'm in my thing is like at 10 or 9,000. So what do you mean? So once again, that is the reality of some of what has happened. Keep in mind, it was launched during a bear market, so of course it's going to go to the bottom, and that's where, of course, I keep telling you guys, that is where you want to accumulate. Don't wait till there's green spikes smashing up. Like, now is the time for you to accumulate PAW. If that's something that you want to do, if you're a PAW fighter, of course, not financial advice, but you know what I'm doing. And I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I do. If I was you, I'm telling you what I'm already doing. Okay. So with that said, benefits for PAW and Shiba Inu tokens. PAW and SHIB ecosystem holders will have the opportunity to leverage their assets in DeFi and earn stake through the use of PawFi. There's only so much stake to take. So stake your tokens for stake. You can even stake your stake and use the stake you earn to stake even more stake. All right, cool. That was kind of corny, but I get the staking situation. All right, so there's it's limited supply. So go ahead and stake it, so you can take your tokens, your stake token, stake them, and earn more stake. Okay, and then you can even take that stake that you earn from your stake and use that to stake and earn even more stake. Okay, so it's a feedback loop that you guys are early enough to understand and hopefully participate in. This is one thing too that's important. It should have been in bold, to be honest, instead of this stake, stake, stake. The whole thing should have been, because is this telling us that now we will have PawFi to take our PAW and SHIB tokens, or SHIB Eco? All right, so let's see what he says. All right, because he just introed that. So let's see what we can stake. Okay, so PAW will benefit from buybacks facilitated by stake. This should have been in bold. Generating significant buying pressure reminiscent of the Bitcoin spot ETF approval. A portion of the stake tax will also be allocated to acquiring and vaulting SHIB tokens. Ooh, that is nice. See what I mean? That should also so I do like how JD continues to keep the PawZone and the SHIB token as the North Star, honestly, for his project. Okay, so that's amazing. So transparency, in an effort to maximize transparency, I will make the wallet accessible for verification, demonstrating that I will not sell any tokens during the launch. This measure will guarantee that no false narratives can be concocted or misinformation spread. The same level of transparency will be upheld for all smart contracts involved. So basically, he's telling you guys that he will make the wallets accessible for verification. Okay. In other words, guaranteeing that if he does have tokens, he'll have to buy them in the open market. But these tokens and these wallets will remain and will not be sold, because you guys already know people saying, oh, the team sold. So that just kills the FUD. I like that. Conclusion: with a limited supply of 100,000 tokens, Stake aims to incentivize accumulation through its utility features and exclusive perks. It is the equivalent of diamonds to Shibas. The token will act as governance on the PawFi platform, offering various benefits such as borrowing, lending, and exclusive access based on token holdings. The fair launch approach ensures equal opportunity for community members, with plans for cross-chain integration and launch on ShibaSwap. Additionally, the tax structure and transparency measures are outlined to promote trust and accountability within the ecosystem, benefiting both PAW and SHIB token holders. Why is this not in bold? I mean, I'm just saying. Contributing your skills and efforts to better the community in any way one knows how, is what it truly means to be Ryoshi. Okay, that's why I say I am Ryoshi, I am Bone Army, you are Ryoshi, you are Bone Army. All right, so PawZone strives to achieve this every single day. So let's show crypto enthusiasts the strength of the ShibArmy with stake. Power to people. Make sure to follow our socials as well as the Stake Twitter X page to stay up to date. Also join the fellow paw fighters on Discord and Telegram. All right, so that's just something for you guys to keep in mind. Let me go ahead and applaud this real quick. You know what I mean? Maybe make a little comment right here. You know what I mean? The revolutionary supreme Elohim, my thoughts, you know, right here. Stake. Whoa, I misspelled that. I misspelled it. Let me see. Stake your stake. No, stake to the moon. There it is. Keep it basic. All right. Stake to the moon. All right, cool. So with that said, that is essentially what I have for you guys. We have the stake token that will benefit the PawZone ecosystem. Tokenomics, being the token supply is 100,000, allocation 12% for founders and team, 52% community, 28% for staking. All right, that's how this benefits the PawZone community. 8% airdrop campaign participating in it. That's how it helps the PawZone and the SHIB community, and of course buybacks and burns, as well as transferring some of these tokens into the Shibarium ecosystem, making wrapped SHIB, wrapped PAW, and wrapped stake for y'all. So if you want more on the Shiba Inu ecosystems, I know this one went long, but if you made it this far, go ahead and hashtag stake. All right, make that comment. So if you want more, go ahead and hit that sub, bell it up, because some of my stuff is time sensitive. Help me out with the algorithm, smack that like. And if you want to watch more videos, catch those right there. And like I like to say, I'm Bone Army, you're Bone Army, we are the Bone Army, and I'm out. Paw Fighters, Shiba Inu, Bone Army, K9 Unit 2, the moon.